The last type of heading that we're going to talk about this week are genre headings. And genre headings are a little bit different from subject headings in that they describe what an item is rather than what it is about. So they're not technically subject headings, but they serve a similar function, so we're going to go ahead and talk about them in this class anyway. Many genre terms have been established for non-print items. For example, there are many genre headings for films. You can see there's a couple different ones here: documentary films, comedy films, educational films. There are also genre headings established for radio programs, for example, and these are a few different types of those: jazz radio programs, radio talk shows, or children's radio programs. But genre headings are applied to print items as well. One thing to remember about genre headings is that they can be similar, or this exact same wording used as subject headings. And specific genre headings do not exist for all possible types of items, but the Library of Congress has said that it's okay to go ahead and use subject headings as genre headings as well. So there are some headings that can be used as both. For example, this heading, Detective and Mystery Stories, could be used for an item like the reference guide to mystery and detective fiction. And in this case, it's being used as a subject heading because the book is about detective and mystery stories. But the same heading, Detective and Mystery Stories, could be used as a genre heading for a book like L is for Lawless, or any of the other Sue Grafton books. In this case, it's a genre heading because the book is a mystery story, rather than about mystery stories. In marked terms, a genre heading goes in field 655 in a bibliographic record. You can see that this item has a few different genre headings: jazz radio programs, Christmas radio programs, and disc jockey radio programs. And in authority records, genre headings go in field 155, and this is the authority record for jazz radio programs, one of the terms used in that bibliographic record. So these are both examples of genre headings and how they would look in marked format. They both have a 655 tag, which means that they are in fact genre headings. Just like topical subject headings, the first indicator for genre headings is always blank, and the second indicator is 0 to indicate that these are Library of Congress headings. And like all of our other headings, the main heading goes in subfield A. Now this is how genre headings currently look in bibliographic records. There is some change coming to genre headings. The Library of Congress is in the process of formalizing them as a separate vocabulary, and they'll look a little bit different once this change is carried out. This change involves creating new authority records to identify them as completely separate from subject headings. And once this change is made, that second indicator won't be a 0, it will be 7 to indicate that it comes from a thesaurus other than the Library of Congress. And this will also require the addition of a subfield 2, which is where the source of this term is indicated. If you use a subfield 7, that just means some other thesaurus not specified, and so you have to specify the source in subfield 2. The code that will be used is LCGFT, which stands for Library of Congress Genre and Form Terms. But you won't see this in marked records yet, but I don't know exactly when they're planning on making the switch, but this is how they will look in the future. And this is because, as I said, the genre terms are technically separate from the subject headings. If you go and look them up in the print version now, they won't be in the big red books. They'll be in part of the supplementary vocabularies, the little supplementary volume that comes along with the red books. But right now you can search for genre headings in the Library of Congress Authorities website at authorities.loc.gov. When you click on the Search Authorities link, you will right now have to search them as subject authority headings because they're not yet completely separate from the subject headings. So choose that first option in the search type menu and type your search term into the box. Now it won't be immediately clear if you found a subject heading or a genre heading when you get your results, but click on that red button, and if you click a few more steps through into the marked record, you'll have to see if it's in a 150 or a 155 field. If it's in a 155 field, then you have, in fact, found a genre heading.